friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is collaboration with these three gentlemen, Miguel, Kimo and Dave. They decided to join me in creating some unconventional materials DIYs, so I really hope you will enjoy them. DIY number 1. For this project, I found this toy at the Dollar Tree section and toy section, and I knew immediately I wanted to create some kind of a candle holder or plant holder. So first I thought I'm gonna easily cut that out, but no, you see, many minutes later I finally cut it out. So if you're planning on doing this, recreating, make sure to have some good cutters or something like that to make it easier for you, and please be careful. So after that, I was sanding that part, and then I'm taking off the label. And then the next thing, I'm going to take this black acrylic outdoor paint by faux, and I will give this 2 good coats. I love this outdoor paint because there's it's sticking to everything pretty much, and it doesn't need sanding, similar to chalk paint, but it's a little bit more shiny. So after 2 full coats, this is how it looks like. I don't like the shiny part in this particular project, so I decided to go ahead and take this dark gray acrylic paint. It is called Pavement, and some baking soda. So the ratio, I'm not really sure what's the ratio that I used, but pretty much I wanted to get to this consistency. So it just depends how thick, how textured you want your project to be. And I applied this onto my piece, and I didn't mind if the brush strokes were visible. I really wanted this to have that textured look, and after it was dry, this is how it looks like. Again, I didn't mind the textured look or even those brush strokes. I really wanted this to look really old and kind of natural looking. So after that, this project is complete. This is how it looks like, turned on one side as a candle holder. I think it looks so beautiful, minimal and modern, and nobody will think this was a toy. At least that's my opinion. I love how this turned out, minus the part where I was struggling to take the wheel off. This is how it looks like turned on the other side. As a plant holder, I used some white rocks and succulent, and I absolutely love how this turned out. I want to hear what you guys think. For all of you that are new to my channel, that are coming from this collaboration, welcome. I am Jelena. I am stay-at-home mom of 2 kids. I always loved crafting and doing DIY projects. Everything that I do is on a budget, and mostly in a rustic and farmhouse style. I do some modern styles as well, and I really hope you guys like something like that. If you do, please join me, visit my channel, and hopefully you will stick around. Okay, let's go ahead and start with DIY number 2. For this project, I am going to be using these stove covers, and then I will first of all take the bigger one, the larger one, and I will sand it from the inside because I wanted to paint it, and this is kind of a shiny material, so if you sand it, it's going to stick better. I'm taking my linen white chalk paint by Rust-Oleum, and I'm giving it 2 big coats. And I went in kind of a circular motion, and I'll show you at the end why. So when everything was dry, this is how it looks like. Now I'm going to take these Hot Wheels race tracks, and I'm going to go on to the next step. Now I thought this is going to be super easy. Well, this is where the trouble started. First, I'm sanding it because they're shiny as well, and I wanted paint to stick. Then my idea was to wrap this around, and since one is not enough, I had to cut them to the size. So I really wanted 2 to meet in the middle, to be the same length. So after I cut them, my first idea was I'm going to go ahead and glue this around using a hot glue and the Gorilla Glue. Well, that didn't work out. I left this, I stick to it, I put some clamps on it, I left it for a while to dry, and when I came to check on it, it just fell apart. Literally just fell apart. I think because these racetracks are so straight, it didn't hold at all. Okay, so on to the plan B. So I went ahead and started painting these first because it's going to be harder later to paint them. That was my thought process. So after that, I'm using these thumbtacks, and then I am adding a hot glue on some spots just to help attach it, and I'm pushing thumbtacks through the racetracks and through the sides of this cover. And then this is how it turned out. This was not hard at all to do. It stayed in place. It needed some help from the with the hot glue and those little pliers or clips. And when I was done with both of them, I needed something to push these pokey ends from the push pins, just to fold them to the side so they're not sticking out. And then I'm doing the same thing with the other part. I want you guys to be careful if you're recreating this with the push pins, just to make sure you don't poke yourself. Now, this is how it turned out when everything was done. Where two parts meet, that's where it's kind of sticking out, and I didn't know what else to do, so I decided to use a stapler just to keep them in place. So when I stapled both of them, the next thing I'm going to do, so this is how it looks like, and I also painted the inside of the tray as well. So now everything is white. The next thing I'm going to do, I will take this leftover of the summer hat. It's from the Dollar Tree as well. And when you take it apart, you are left with this kind of a strip, which is awesome. So I decided to put that strip, hot glue it, on a outer rim. Is that right? Yes. Top outer rim of this tray. It fits perfectly. So this is how it looks like when that part was done. Now I decided to go ahead and put this strip from the inside on the top and on the bottom. So I wanted to cover the inside of these racetracks because of that those push pins that were visible. I also added a hot glue on those push pins to keep them in place. So after I put these two strips of this hat, everything was nicely finished and covered, and you couldn't see anything. Look how it looks like. I think it's very, very beautiful. Now from the outside, where two racetracks met, you can still see the connection. So I decided to take one small piece of this tape and cut it in half lengthwise and hot glue it where these two meet to kind of cover it up. And I think it added a very nice detail. Okay, so now this is how it looks like. It is almost finished. The next thing I did was to add some texture to the paint, or not texture, but like some additional color to the paint. I'm using this wood tint by Folk Art. It is in a color gray and chippy brush from the Dollar Tree. And I'm basically just dipping it in a stain, or actually tint. And I am very little tint adding in a circular motions in the middle of the tray, and I'm also doing it on the outside. That gives that light washed wood look, and I really, really like how it turned out. It's not drastical change, but I think it added a little bit something that I was looking for. And this is the finished product. I am so glad I stuck to this project because I had a vision in mind and I didn't want to give up on it after all the problems that I had with it. I am super happy the way it turned out, and I mean, I don't think I would change anything. I want to hear what you guys think. And do you have any suggestion what I should have done differently? For all of you that are on a social media, I would like for you to look for me. I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Just come and say hi, introduce yourself. And also, I want to remind you that my regular upload times are Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, DIY number 3. This one was super easy, but so beautiful. I'm taking this cutting board from the Dollar Tree. And first of all, I'm going to take my Rust-Oleum chalk, paint in a linen white color, and some water, and I will whitewash it. So I'm literally applying watered down paint, and I am taking off the excess with some rag. I repeated this as many times as I needed just to achieve the whitewashed look that I was looking for. I'm doing the same things on the edges as well. So when I was completely done, this is the color that I achieved. On the other side, you can see the difference in the color. So next I'm taking these coasters that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I really like the shape of them. So I took 2 of these leaves, and I am just going to position them and secure them with a hot glue. These are thicker felt, so they're kind of sticking out and creating that 3D effect that I really like. So when this part is done, I thought it looks a little bit plain. So I am taking this marker with a paintbrush. It is super easy to apply. And I am going to go around the perimeter of this board, kind of creating an illusion of a very, very tiny frame. So this is how it turned out. Like I said, this one was super simple, but I think the color and the texture of it really makes it pop, and I love how it turned out. So if you liked this video and these projects, please give it a thumbs up. It means so much to me. It helps my channel, and share it. Also, if you're new, subscribe. I would love to have you. I want to thank you guys for being here. Tell me which one was your favorite, number 1, 2, or 3. Thank you for the 3 gentlemen that participated in this collaboration with me. Make sure to check out the description box for the playlist to see what everyone created. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.